another stream. Still taking it easy. Mainly today because it's hotter than all heck. It's hotter than... It's too early in the YouTube to say what it's hotter than, or else YouTube will, you know. Anyway, playing Suzerain, continuing the legacy of the Rizzler, trying to make, I don't remember what country we are, great again. So, if you're watching, thank you very much for watching. Please consider a comment, a like, or a subscribe. And, give me a second so I can do a thing. Get that YouTube chat up. Now I need to do one more thing. No. That's not what I wanted at all. Country. That's a hell of a tag. Anyway, that's done. Hearts of Iron, Hearts of Iron. Okay, and Suzerain. Save. Okie dokie. That means I can do this and that. Now I need to get this other chatteroo up. Alright. I don't know. Oh, 3.1 update is here. Yeah. Alright. The Rizzler of Swordland. Ah, bollocks. That's what I wanted. Right there. Okie dokie. Tending the surge drove us to the city of Zhen, stronghold of Swordish nationalists, for an event organized by the opposition parties to discuss current events. Then you could sit around the same table. Special symbolic importance for Swordland. Every year on the 14th of March, proud patriots. Words. Atrocities of war. Originally, only Peter and I were scheduled to attend, but after learning of our new deployments with the Ishval Ursen case, was invited as well. Representatives from both had told us they want to talk. Skimming through morning newspaper in silence, suddenly Surge rolled down the soundproof window. That was too comfortable of a drive. To have been this fast. See, I wasn't joking. Surge is the best. Nah, I should ride with you guys more often. I can't believe I could actually read on the go. No, you are special, Surge. If I had my way, you would be my successor. Believe it to be a function as a rebel militia base during and a little while after the Civil War. Towards the entrance of the building, every spot around us was decorated with the flags of Swordland, comically large, On flags almost fully envelop the building around the plaza in maroon, white, and gold. Look at this guy. Look at him! Says more about friends than the P. He's a dangerously competent man, Peter. We should be cautious with him. He does have a dangerous mustache. Looks like you were a good mayor. Maybe you think of running for the local office again. Do an even better job as president. Oh! Ow! This guy's coming for my job! Representatives and minister more are already inside in the private meeting room. Discuss how you can help us with the constitutional changes. Besides, this is neither the time nor the place to have such a conversation. I understand. Can change the results of today's meeting can still possibly influence some of our members. Open the doors for us, and we entered the meeting room. Entered, Nia came to greet us after showing us our seats. Kessero sat down next to his deputy. Despite a festive atmosphere, we want to raise a few important concerns about the worrying state of affairs. Been working on analysis of the blood problem. Bloods. As soon as they brought it up, we gave our support without reservations. The blood problem. About racism and radicalization in Swordland, and our main topic is the case of Ursen vs. Swordland. Analysis was focused mainly on topics instead, or topics related to the British people. Assisting our research, of course, this is by no means a joint analysis. Our parties have vastly different opinions. Hear you out, but know that I will not act on anything before talking to the representatives of the Blutish community. Our analysis of the current tensions between the Blutish and Swordish population, Swordland, displays a worrying picture. Threat of Blutish Freedom Front is getting real again. The situation... Yeah. What up, Onion? Increasingly discriminatory. I'm also wearing my sweet John Cena Hulk shirt. Many young Blutish people. Distressingly, the number of radicals have increased significantly after Wayland's Operation Bear Trap. Harmony Bill was also signed into law despite our protests, which did nothing to ease tensions. The BFF has significantly reduced since the law's implementation. The new law has definitively struck a blow to the BFF's religious wing and their recruitment. Direct when the issue requires direct actions that lead to direct results, which seem to be proving successful. The new laws are working. They are working, but it's not enough. What do you want to do? Go into their homes and round them up? Our suggestion is to finally enforce the official language of our country as stated in the Constitution. At the breeding, the police have infiltrated 32 BFF training grounds in remote towns in Bergia that posed as middle schools. And so-called activists are constantly blocking Governor Braun's attempt to stop these schools, claiming he is attacking their right to Read the proposal carefully. It does not take away anyone's rights, only gives the state a way to control the radicalization in these schools that teach brutish national propaganda. You want to see it in all of its glory? Boom. Right there. You know, I think this H is for Hulk, but to me, it's stands for John Cena's moniker. Hustle, loyalty, respect. Given that this bill is not strong enough, the Bluish language should be completely banned. Ooh, reposition in shelf. True, it does not ban Bluish language or Bluish education. It will instead make Soldish mandatory to learn for everyone living in this country. This will only decrease the tensions in the long term. It's far too vague to work as intended. It gives the government too much power over educational institutions. We can still improve it, of course. It is true that it gives more control, but it is a necessary compromise. I have to read it in detail to decide if I can support it. Assembly supports it. I will surely be using my veto on it. Nah, I'll read it. I'll read it! Bill to pass Assembly. It's agreed on yet. Furious! She opened her mouth to respond, then read the room and closed it again. Continue with our analysis. The situation is also connected to Rumburg, as everyone already knows. In the case of future incursion, BFF sources in Swordland can become an excitant threat. From Internal Affairs, tell us something we don't know. Matches with the Ministry of Interior shared with us, but despite this fact, we believe the Ministry is hiding information from us, which is actively fueling the tensions behind the screens. Support a strict response against the BFF. It must also be coupled with the expansion of rights for the Bluish people. This is the only way to fight against radicalization. What can a sword in Swordland do that a blood cannot? Please, do not raise your voice. Is the USP that desperate for Mr. Richter's support? Yes, I thought we were here for a proper meeting. Richter, we require your support with a more pressing matter. This might be very significant consequences for our Bluish citizens. It may serve as a dangerous trigger if we're not careful. Miss Minister, as you already know, there's a major Supreme Court case at the moment. Ishval Ursen is suing the government of Bergia Felixbronn for infringing upon the liberties of Bluish people and demands that the Constitution be revised. Consequently, the very Constitution of Swordland is under trial. The fact is, he needs to be punished, and the Constitution must be reviewed. I wrote this Constitution, thank you. Of the Constitution, there is no way the Supreme Court will agree with Ishval Ursen on all the points. We can put pressure on them and only need to agree on a few. They surely cannot ignore us. If all three parties are united, if we provide them with our analysis. De-escalation. I'm sure the Solus judges can too. Hawker and hope for the best. I thought you would have a better plan than this. What is the most likely outcome? or all the points and strike against Urson. Governor Braun will be free to follow his discriminatory policies without any obstacles. The court's interpretation of Urson case will be the basis of all future rulings, which opens the way of suspending the rights of non-swords. I did not see what, as part of the Zelensky drone strike, I saw that they did not inform Trump of the strike beforehand. Precedent has been made regarding Bludish rights and will embolden anti-Bludish proponents of been a major issue for many decades. I don't see how this case makes either any worse. How does that affect the administration? If these legitimate claims are rejected, they will not be raised again in other cases. This will, in practice, only end up legalizing discrimination against non-swords. Give the Onion article headline because you don't even know what's real or not with the president. You really don't. You really don't. So, what was it? When the invasion first happened, it was a 2-week special operation to Kiev. Now, Trump is following suit by saying Putin has 2 more weeks. Every 2 weeks. He's got 2 more weeks. The Supreme Court reiterates its commitment to the Pillar of Unity. I now completely understand why Swordland still needs soulism. We need unity more than ever. And Article 6 is that unity. It reiterates the definition of sword in Article 6 as an all-encompassing term. They would be acknowledging that Urson and others like him are indeed protected by the rights of the sword people, which they are. A way for Governor Braun's removal and the de-escalation of tensions. Who don't want to be called sword. Does this fix the core of the problem? But what about those who don't want... This doesn't fix... What does the PFJP think? Our position as the PFJP is that Article 6 does indeed discriminate against non-swords, and having a positive outcome for this case alone doesn't suffice. Should include the acknowledgement of the inherent racism within the Constitution, and we must use this opportunity to show the flaws in the Constitution if the court agrees that there is in fact conflict between articles. And the Hawker Court is going to listen to that. Besides, we do not agree with your inherent racism. Hogwash! My goodness, strong language, Mr. Kibbener. I don't know about the TAC Moscow. I could definitely see the revoking thing. Economy stable minus A. Listen. We're fine. We're fine. That would make the statement look weak and disorganized. If there's no consistent strategy, I don't think it would work. I've had enough. Stance could do some good for the Bludish without provoking the establishment, but even that might be risky right before the vote. I think it might be better to keep our administration out of this. Not sure if it's worth the risk right before the vote for our reforms, but the decision is yours. Hey, what's up, Software Dinner Ad? This is a game, it's mostly a text-based game, where we try and make our country great again. By passing laws, obviously going into debt. And there's a potential war on the horizon. You love rat women? Allahu Akbar. Hey, I got a rat video you can watch. Nobody's gonna get that joke. It's the only way to decrease tensions, and the Supreme Court can't afford to look hypocritical, so they'll have to take the soulless side. Submitting defeat against soulism, but Mr. Kibner is right. The Rumburg situation demands extraordinary measures. If you don't agree with Mr. Kibner or Holstrom, I don't see soulism's unity working in reality, but I also say that pushing this position could have an effect on the outcome of the case. Mr. Hawker can agree with the traditional soulless interpretation, after all. However, only as our law enforcement forces are filled with anti-blood officers, I don't believe the change on the ground will be so visible. Basic white 1900s politician portraits ever. Yep. I think the timeline is technically around, like, the early 1900s. I'm not entirely sure. Maybe the 1950s. I don't remember. But look at my portrait. Look at this. Look at me. I got a bowler hat. I got a pipe. A handlebar mustache. 1908. I was born in 1954 to 1958. Okay. The 1950s. Court really feels the pressure and accepts it. The lower courts will need to adhere to the interpretation. It might not get rid of legal discrimination, but it could at least decrease it. Rise and join in, but if you're going to go this way, we will still need to make our separate statement as party policy. I think I've had enough. There's the Article 6 and 7 are inherently discriminatory in the conflict with the rights of the people. Which people are considered swords before the law, as Mr. Kibner suggested. So only strengthen the soulism of the USP. We all know Soldists don't agree with the soulless nationalism. Remus Soldis. Listen to you. Excuse you, Kibner. Alright. What's going on here? Language bill prepared by Casaro, which aims to unify Swordish education by making Swordish the only language accepted in educational institutions. Rehabilitation of Kinal, of Ato, not NATO, Ato. Distancing itself from full membership to observer status. Central to this shift is a dispute resolution between Kinal and Arcasian PMCs, which has fueled concerns. The region of Gruni is being impacted by fluctuations in energy prices. These irregularities have placed economic pressure on households and businesses. Ways to stabilize the situation. Ugh. Lots of energy fluctuations, huh? Significant challenge due to the organized interference from both the state and private organizations. The interference has been aimed at controlling the narrative and shaping public favor. Okay. Now I don't feel like reading all that, if I'm being totally honest. What's this? Current proposal. Oh. Continue! Will our country implode, the victims of changes? I got an achievement. I completed chapter 2. What's this? Shiz Golcondas sects. The city is harboring a large number of radical Golcondas sects that preach an unorthodox interpretation of nudity. Some of these groups are suspected to be working directly with the Blutish separatists. It's of Urihisism within the broader framework of Neridity, known for its emphasis on warrior culture and the pursuit of physical manicist. Okay, so it's this game's version of, like, pagan Viking religion. With Victor? At some point I did. Weapons and communication systems. The Red Youth has been banned. Bill has led to inclusion of some Blutish priests from certain activities and events. Investment in Lauren. Tourism and Cultural Preservation Act. Okay. Ring, ring! I'm receiving a phone call! The ownership of the Big Four, the 4 largest companies in Swordland, Heart of Swordland, Bergia Steel, Sword State Corporation, and Needham Mining. In part or entirely by the state, others were mostly or completely privatized. I had the power to change that. But I thought now would be a good time to talk about our arrangement. The support I and my network have given your administration has been nothing but beneficial. Downplaying negative events. Public opinion could have nosedived were it not for us. That was a threat. For choosing Underhull Construction to complete the L1 railway, if the mayor of Conriat, Krish Shar, close friend and investor in Underhull, and your contracting of the firm has tripled his returns. Good for him. Can't help but mention the tax breaks. You have been extraordinarily beneficial to our quarterly performances, now operating a much larger revenue pool, strengthen our backbone of the Swordish economy. To reinvest any surplus back into the economy and to create more jobs. Out of goodwill, I will share a key piece of information. Coranti is this universe's Mark Zuckerberg? Arrest him. No, I'm gonna put him in a cage. He'll be my jester, if he's really Mark Zuckerberg. Has contingency plans if you decide to do anything rash that would disrupt their empires? Ooh, you threatening sumbitch. With whatever I decide, it is a tough world. We will only ask for a reasonable share, nothing out of the ordinary. Of your campaign, you've wisely committed to a market economy. Into privatizing some of the companies that are currently state-owned. Prioritizing both the Needham Mining Group and the Swordish State Corporation would be in both of our interests. You're considering buying stock in both companies? Is another step forward in strengthening our economy. Mr. Tusk is unfit to be the spokesperson for the Lotharberg Group. His archaic thinking has only preserved the status quo that benefits himself and precious few others. I see where this is going, Mr. Zuckerberg. A proper leader. Me! A win-win. If you promised me a majority of shares from privatization, he would lose considerable power, which means I could take over. I'll have to think about it. Free help you've gotten from me. Yeah, it has not been free, dog. And you have benefited greatly, thanks. And the many scandals you might have to cover up on the way to re-election. Man, this dude is a dick. Can I actually arrest him at some point? Because I really want to do that. He threatened me. Dimming President Reign? Ooh. And the soulless interpretation of citizens' rights. Blah, blah, blah. A group of BFF missionaries are seeking recruit militants to fight for the BFF. The Gendarmerie Forces. I don't know, that's not how you pronounce it. It's fine. Peter, deploy Freddy Fazbear. Illegal crossings rise at Wayland. Sites of groups of armed men and gangs crossing the border as well. Had reported not having enough manpower to stop them. Well, I need my budget to come in, so I'm not at -7. Known for the significant middle class, the liberal population is undergoing a noticeable shift with a surge in support for Blutish rights. The case of Ishval Ersen struck a chord with many individuals. Yeah. Dun, 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 dun. Wait, did you go through the Victor talk yet? Maybe, I don't know. Last time I played this game was February. Gasol Rizia. Grooney lagging behind in development. Well, that's a problem. Hey, our economy is consistent. Large corporations are creating jobs. Tourism booming. Is beginning to stabilize its economy thanks to investments we have made. Failed education reform? Yeah, that's a problem. Rural health services, accessible rural education. Oh, yeah. This guy. Yeah, I did have a talk with him, and I did not give him what he wanted. He wanted me to close the border so that anybody fleeing his death troopers would just be up against the wall to get shot, and I did not do that. Tightened immigration, failed trade negotiations. Yeah, that is a problem. That I'll admit. Supreme Court finds Governor Braun guilty. Has charged Governor Braun for enacting the resettlement order which discriminated against swords of different blood in a special zone. The court ruled in favor... Hey! Deputy of the governor shall assume duty until the end of the term instead of president appointing a new governor. The deputy who will assume the office is Herbert Krull. Well, that's not a name that inspires confidence. Yeah, he was, but I didn't accept it. Requested meeting of Lucien Galade. Dude, are you going to Quahog soon? Hello, Lucian! The plethora of political developments must have been weighing on a workaholic like him. I'm trying to, sir. Don't push yourself too much, Lucian. You are invaluable. Oh, that's not a monocle on his eye. That's just a big-ass scar. I booked some of your time to pre-plan for today's meeting at the Ministry of Economy. Mr. Kibner made your statement in support of socialist constitutionalism. Supreme Court prioritized the case and quickly announced the verdict. Meow. Hello, kitty cat. Donut. I thought you were a chicken. That Felix Braun is to be relieved from his position as governor for abusing power against Swordish citizens. The future will be charged with a fine of 5 million Swordish Ren. Yeah, let's put that into the country's coffers. So, arguments. The Constitution ruling that all citizens of Swordland are Ow. It's good news. Bergia will finally be free from Governor Braun's racist rule. So maybe Sol wasn't so wrong about his policies. Seat of Bergia must be filled. Normally, Mr. Morgna's protest, the court decided to take a completely different route. Her might have played you, unfortunately. The deputy in question is a member of NFP. I'm afraid the court delivered Bergia straight into the NFP's hands. Kibner, this whole system is broken! Krull will not be able to resume any of his predecessors' unconstitutional activities. Ms. Graff is already working on the revocation of the special zone in Bergia. We may still be able to get Mr. However, there might be a problem with its timing. It would likely be ready after the vote for the amendments. Your limited decree powers won't be enough to enact change of this grand. Convince them to revoke the special zone, but with Mr. Braun, an important fundraiser for the USP, gone, the party may be willing to move against Governor Krull. I do need 2,100 dead yen. But I don't need it that bad. No way to convince the party by then. We can take advantage of partisanship and get the... I'm sure we can find a way to convince the party by then. Immediately after our meeting, but don't think that will make any difference. We need to be cautious. Any grand plans about the economy also heavily influence our political standing. Ship with the old guard and the oligarchs and the opposition. Ownership of the Big Four, the largest corporations in all of Swordland. We can start the process of nationalization or privatization. Again, I remind you that any change will tip an already fragile balance. There is no need to make new political enemies well, technically. I will make a political enemy if I just keep the status quo. Ooh. The oligarchs would have liked us to privatize everything. Maintaining the status quo will not disturb our relationship with them. Well, one of them it will. contest for leadership in the Lotharberg group, it looks like Marcel Coranti is making moves to become the key figure. But Tusk doesn't want to let it go. It's a significant power struggle, considering these are the heads of Soldan's two largest private corporations. So if you're directly or indirectly in their turn, did Marcella Tusk contact you? Wanted me to make a deal to leave. I said I'd think about it. Conflict among the oligarchs puts us in an interesting position. And we have the backing of the oligarchs thanks to that. That guy's gonna slander me, I know he is. Isn't it Rain and Casero Kibner? Damn. Mixed reaction and protests against the Supreme Court decision. Herbert Krull assumes office. CSP launches first 3 spy satellites leap into surveillance. I want to leap into surveillance. The islands has been a disputed territory for many years between Agnolia and Vogsland, with Swordland standing on the sideline. Naval activity in the Markian Sea are heightening a standoff between the two nations and sharpening their rivalry for each other. Unfortunate. Support for Brutish rights outside Bergia. New governor of Bergia, Herbert Krull. WBB condemns the Supreme Court. Yeah, we already knew that. Advances the Unified Education Language Act. National unity and facilitate consistent comprehensive learning across Swordland. Sign. Okay, results of the economic direction. Mr. Tusk, what do I owe this pleasure? They're never gonna vote for you anyway. To Coranti? Lucian! Threaten you. I'm calling you as a friend. I suppressed those rumors for you. I hope you can appreciate that. If you ever use this against me, that damn boy Coranti, I want him out of the equation. I found some evidence linking him to the Coronelli cartel, a powerful crime syndicate. Start an investigation into Heart of Swordland. That's all you ask. No promises. That wasn't the case. Heed my words, Mr. President, if you want to keep being one. Yo. Yo! I'm making enemies on all sides. Runeberg informs a whistleblower escape. About an escaped whistleblower headed to Swordland, they have prematurely requested the extradition of any whistleblowers from Roomberg, if they are to be found. Chelston Hailstone, the said whistleblower, is reported to possess highly sensitive information about a covert weapons program. Considering his defection as a breach of trust between the two nations. Who's to say? I'll tell you. Recent approval rating polling conducted by Chief Strategist Galade has shown that we have landed above 50% approval rating. Assembly vote on the constitutional changes. Flex house the buildings of all government branches. Room Palace stood on a small hilltop surrounded by trees. Hey, Serge. I'm okay. How are you doing? Out of the forest and entered the vast garden area of the assembly. Sol came to Hulsold this morning. Some politicians talking about it today. Apparently, this is the first time he's come to this city in the last 5 years. Never to return to politics, but they were saying he might be here to exercise his Member of Honor rights for the first time. Wait. Who was talking about this? Not sure who they were. It could just be rumors. Do you think he's here because of today's vote? He's probably here to make a scene. We'll learn soon. Sol did nothing wrong. Thank you, Serge. Lucian emerged from the crowd of packed politicians in front of me. He looked relieved when he saw me. I've just arrived, Lucian. What do you mean? As ready as I'll ever be, Lucian. I heard something worrying from Serge. What do you mean? That's a big deal! Speech proposed changes to the Constitution. Constitutional amendments require a 2/3 majority vote in order to reach Assembly approval. Section 2, and she goes on. Section 4, eternity had passed. Finally, she finished reading the changes. I hereby invite all of you to vote. It will require 2/3 majority to pass. Some assembly members immediately walked to the ballot box to cast their votes. Most of them, however, began to congregate in groups around the hall, discussing the changes. Hoping for the best. The best outcome for the proposal is failure. I hope to be there when it happens. He was among a group of people in the corner of the hall. How dare you? A member of our party, he excused himself and turned. Did you vote yet? We have to be quick. No, let's vote. Problem with Tarkin's soul is here. Yeah, I know. We need everybody to vote as soon as possible. We don't know what he's capable of right now, but if assembly members see him, he might influence them against the proposal. Yo, the robot doesn't make me think you're telling the truth, man. Assembly must focus on the votes. Any confrontation between the two would draw... Shout at the assembly from the center of the hall. Please cast your votes if you haven't already. What do we do? Tarkin's soul was sitting there. He looked much older than he had 5 years ago. No shit. But I could tell he had the same fire in him. Some MPs were already gathered around him and were chatting in awe. Refrain from giving him the spotlight he expects. Maybe you can address him after the vote. Military. Seeing this, more people started to approach him. We have 251 members today. As you can see, the member of honor is here. He has already cast his vote. And 3 other men approached us with envelopes in their hands. Good day, Mr. Claven. There was a friend who needed more clarification for his vote. Now, why don't you two get back to your seats? Very well. Where were you? I was here until the voting began. Is here in the assembly. He looked at Gloria. She and others just... the speaker's seat was only a few meters away from our platform. He's here to show everyone he's still alive. Fuck! Friends over there is in our corner. It's not over yet, Peter. Let's not get overexcited. $225 ayes! 26 nays! Hell yeah, we did it! Shouting among them, I heard Friends Richter. President finally passing change to our dusty old constitution. But I invite the Supreme Court to do the right thing by not ignoring the decision of the Grand Assembly. You're about to be killed? Yeah, you know, I got that feeling when Peter was like, I was here! I promise, I was here! He's back. He seemed to be struggling and used his cane for help. He walked out the exit as 2 of his guards held the doors for him. About the Supreme Court. Also, Hawker will be a problem. It's in Gracia. He's the most corrupt person I've ever known. No news. Results of the assembly vote. Great job, gentlemen. Staying at Holsold, but hasn't cared to pay his respects. He came to the assembly to make a statement, but we still won the vote. It's perfectly normal that he'd come out for this. He wished to intimidate the assembly into rejecting our proposal. As long as he's around, he will always have influence over the republic we built. We should have seen this coming. Well, it's not so much about authority, it's about influence. That would be wild. I shall create a dynasty. His power's at the vote. I want to talk to him. Are you sure he's still at Holsold? I don't know what to expect. It smells fishy. Fine. Well, the first hurdle cleared, but now we have the Council of Grumpy Old Men in our way. Mrs. Edmonds, they're not all grumpy old men. The real trouble here is their Big Daddy Hawker. We can't let him control the court against us. Mrs. Morgana has been helping out with the lobbying of the court. She's been speaking with Mrs. Edmonds, and we believe she's our key figure on the inside. Be ultimately up to Mrs. Morgana and you to persuade the justices. And we are ready to have Nia inside the court. That's 1 vote out of 11. Justice Dalton and Martin, so we could assume that we have their support as well. Still need to reach out to the old guard and the moderates in order to reach 6 votes. If we cannot get Mrs. Edmonds centrist, we will have no choice but to reach out to the old guard. Reject our popular proposal. It is indeed a historic vote. This may also be the... Make the court see you as an ultimate threat. We never expected this to be easy. Don't worry, I'll talk to the justices and convince them. It's a good start. If she's willing to talk, she's willing to cooperate. You, Peter, but if the president can have a one-on-one meeting with him, I'm sure he'll open up. He said, fuck you, Peter. Get out of here. Coming out, I would have planned a barbecue or something. Forward to having many more cooperations between us, and victories. That's your promise at some point, Mr. President. The time will come. I'll be waiting. Yeah, I'm probably gonna have to talk to Peter at some point. Proper alliance for the next elections, and more in-depth collaboration throughout the rest of the current term. I'm glad we were able to work together on the new constitution, but it's the extent of our collaboration. Why can't I have a middle ground thing? Coalition has never happened in Swordland before. We should show the people that our parties can work together. It's civility. It would surely have a great symbolic meaning. Wipe the sweat. Anyway, I'll leave you... Why is he sweating? Oh, the sun. That's fair. I thought he was going to poison me or something. It can mean a lot of things, but one thing is for sure. Once Mr. Richter enters our government, it will be hard to get him to leave. David Visky is calling about the upcoming foreign policy meeting. Yeah, I just said this. Ignored Lucian altogether. How dare you? Oh, that's where Peter was. He was fucking. He was fucking in his office. Okay, I'm gonna go pee real quick. I'll be right back. Ow, ow. I took an armrest on my chair up the ass. Okay, what do we got here? Invitation to a movie premiere. Richter congratulates vote results. High-level agent has escaped from Runeberg and seeks refuge in Swordland. A whistleblower from Runeberg Security Bureau has escaped to Swordland by crossing the border and turned himself to the authorities in Estord. Agent Chelson Hailstone has extremely sensitive information about the development of a weapons program. He can give refuge to him and risk or send him back. I shall grant asylum. Yes. This is the way. The morning shall come. I wasn't in much of a movie-going mood. It would have been unpresidential not to attend. A first cinema in Swordland. Ooh. University exam, son. Aren't you whether you pass or fail? I've been busy lately, but I'll always have time for you. What an honor, Your Highness. Whoa, Franck! Nodded happily. What about you, Papa? You won something, right? Should smile and keep doing your best even if you lose. Things going to be wonderful from now on, right, Monica? That's my girl. Thanks a lot. Things going to be wonderful from now on, isn't it? No more politics talk, isn't that right, Monica? You've been awfully quiet. Oh yeah, that's right. She's still pissed at me. The wife pregnancy decision? Oh. Thank you, Serge. It's just beyond those hills. We should go there sometime. There are exquisite ornaments out each side of every window. Lit by vivid neon strips of many colors. Stop the oppression of bloods! Am I about to get assassinated? Mr. President, your constitutional reforms made it through the Assembly. How do you feel about your chances with the Supreme Court? I trust the justices will make the right decision. No, I had to find out from my driver. Film's cast and crew are already in the foyer with glasses and champagne. Alfred Serbuk. Than my previous works. I loved The Soldish Dream. Why don't we take our seats? It's about to start. You know what's weird? Soul is just naked all throughout those instances. He just walked into the assembly naked. What a power move. Washed my hands when I heard an unmistakable voice behind me, talking Soul. He had the same frail appearance I noticed at the assembly, yet up close I could still sense the raw magnetism that kept him in power for 20 years. Sentimental pablum for the enjoyment of housewives only, and for a period piece, the script contained far too many anachronisms. Totes. Indubitably. So you still around, sir? What were you doing at the assembly? Make a rash decision. I couldn't simply sit by. I still have immense respect for you, Colonel. I wish it was reciprocated. It will be when you prove yourself worthy of it. Okay, Palpatine. Let you and that bleeding hot idiot Richter tarnish my precious constitution. Ha! Find out soon enough how your country repays you for your goodness. Oh shit. He's planned a, he's definitely planned an assassination. Have stagnated with no significant changes in business volume or workforce size. The company continues to operate as usual, proving stable energy supplies but without substantial growth. Oh, that's not great. What do we have here? Threat to the seas. I knew about that. Sends blessing on Dissension Day. Energy resources in Polaris. Two organizations declare support. Children of Islam. Yeah, I knew there would be protests to the language bill. Sends a peace armada. Whoa. Whoa. Is an armada really necessary? Golconda's threat against Dastanuris. Ceremonial duty for the Day of Dissension. Now, I'm going to do dinner with the family. Where was Monica? A letter in her hands, a look of despair. Her head on my shoulder, then handed me the letter. It's from the Department of Education. Frank's university exam results are in. How did he do? Ugh. 435 out of 1,000. Ugh. Will you take the concubine decision? I could get a concubine? He's going to have to join the military. He could die, Anton! Have a seat, Frank. Oh, shit. You're a disappointment to this family! Made your mother cry with your actions. It's not the end of the world. Loser son. Not so fast. Fonzo could get his dimwit son into Kings Hill University. I'm sure Whole Sword State would have room for a bright boy like Frank. It would be nice to have him closer to home. Wait, you could study abroad. -1 personal wealth and nepotism. You know how I feel about communists, but United People's University in Katana is free. It also has an excellent medical program. Communism, I can dig that. Oh, shit. The military is the right choice. We should have another son. Monica, meet me in the bedroom. Done flap and fucked our son up. Oh, shit. What are you talking about? Is she just gonna slap him with her lips? Is she hanging out like roast beef? Yay! A new school has been completed! Held inside the Ark Sanctuary of Dasternity. Nurity. Prayer is done completely correctly, so don't forget the order. Ah, shit. Grasp the holy scepter with your left hand, then touch the altar with your right. Kneel before the archpriest and wait for him to put the sword on your shoulder. Okay. Scepter left, altar right, kneel. Altar right, right sword. Yo, you're gonna have to help me. Okay. Scepter left, altar right, kneel, right sword, pass the disciples. Scepter left, altar right, kneel, sword right, pass. Infectious smiles, he straightened, a tall, handsome man in his mid-50s. Welcome, welcome. Sharing this moment with you, as well as every blood and soul, old and young, tuning into the television, along with the leader of our great nation. I say, let this holy day begin, Pope Leo the 14th. Oh, man, I turned and followed his finger with my eyes. Stop the religious disharmony bill. I take it you don't approve of the religious. Let's continue with the ceremony. Very well, Mr. President. Speak and confess now before the one and only God. May he repent your sins on the most holy day of dissension! The smartness and IQ points. Stress of my position. God is kind in the matters of family. What you have confessed is not a sin, but you may share your burdens with me if you like. A truthful man of power. Anything else? That's all for today. Extinguish the candles representing one of the virtues and vices. With this, the once burning sins connected to you are now smoke and nothing. Please have a seat. I am a bit nervous. Put a large rectangular box from his desk drawer. The box was lined with gold and expensive gemstones. A dagger. Oh shit, is the priest gonna kill me? Vectern cease da. Victory is close. On the other side, another set of words. King Edmund. Very important artifact in the Kingdom of Swordland era. It is now yours, Mr. President. Think of the past and think of who you are. The traditions are what brought us to this point. Hey, I got a collectible! Oh, so she births me a fit heir. And then, before letting us know that the ceremony was about to begin... Scepter left, altar right. Grab the scepter with your left hand, then touch the altar with your right. Touch the sword with your right hand. Hand the scepter to the disciples. Oh, shit. Ah, fuck! Save scuff. Save scuff. Yes, I did save scuff the text game. Don't at me. Yes, please. Okay. Scepter left. Altar right. Kneel. Kneel. Sword right. Pass the disciple. Yes. Over to the archpriest. Okay, that's where I fucked up. I handed the scepter to a disciple instead of the archpriest. It's a little trickily worded. I am a bit nervous. Aren't you right? I remember also getting wrong on that. Yeah. That's why I save scuffed, Rye. Thank you. Yes, yes, yes. The dagger. Left hand, touch altar with right. Kneel before the archpriest. Touch the sword with right hand. Hand the scepter to the archpriest. Pass the sword to a disciple. Yes! I did it! I did it! I told you it would work. Save scuffing. Works every time. Blessings for the dissension ritual. And now we come back to the briefing room on diplomatic strategy. At last, it was with people who liked me. I would like to provide you with a short overview of where we are right now. Go ahead. With Valen and Angola, which means our presence in both regions is lacking. Our practice runs. We must begin improving our relations with greater nations. Threat of Roomberg. I don't trust the helping hands other countries offer us, for good reason, but I also know when those helping hands are necessary. Right now, we need all the help we can get. If Roomberg invasion happens, Swordland will cease to exist. The benefits of our economy. On term, I had a comprehensive trade plan laid out. Waiting in Angola, we were to pursue potential trade deals with two greater nations. Frank taught me how complex politics is here. Yeah. No, I have not. Fuck the economy hard so everyone went ape shit. Trade deals with two greater nations. Vogsland. Because they are one of the most important countries in the CSP, a deal with Vogsland is a ticket to bringing Swordland closer to the United Continent sphere. Our southern neighbor is one of the wealthiest countries in Mercopa. A trade deal with them would be very beneficial, not just for our economy, but also for our regional and international presence. A trade deal with Lesbia could open many doors for us. Contents, the investments we have done in Lauren region has yielded positive results. Increase the coal output in the region. We now have a surplus. Hey! A surplus of clean coal! Not just a trade deal. If Roomberg attacks, we will fall. Unemployment greatly reduced in Morna? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Healthcare quality improved? Hell yeah. Port gains new importance. Experiencing higher traffic than ever, an increasing number of businesses are now choosing to ship their goods by boat as a result of more efficient transit. Recession hits workers. Ugh. Ouch. Ouchie. Currency loses value against the Arcasian lira. Damn. But we have a surplus of clean coal! Rizzler for the Rizzles. Lockhaven. Sigma of the Beta. Commie or lesbians, is that who those are? Justice Isabel. I can't believe Soul came for the vote. He has also pressured the justices of the court. Talk when I'm around. They don't trust me as I'm an outside member of the court. Ooh. 2 to 3 votes. That's why she's our ticket. I thought we could get to him. Want to be sure we might need him. A disgrace of a justice he is. Meeting with her now, after all. She's not openly protesting against the old guards, but she has told me her concerns about them. Certainly open to dialogue, but also skeptical. She seems to be scared of a potential purge against the court. But in any case, we'll discover that soon enough. Best to organize the court against your proposal. The weakest link is Heron, but the rest are unbreakable. I need foreign aid. Dude, we all need foreign aid. You have foreign aid. You have 2,100 yen. That's foreign aid. Justice Edmonds. You have to be nice to her? Okay. Any plans? You have to be careful on Justice Edmonds, okay? To a plan with Isabella. She comes, she won the vote, she already has pressure on her. But if she feels cornered, we might lose her, so it's important not to put too much pressure on her. Try to be playful with words, don't be truthful, okay? Good to see you, Justice Edmonds. Sanely heavy court matters again. Not that I'm complaining. Say parley. Miss Edmonds. Lesbian Zabla. I'll have the liver fricassee. I'll have a salad as well. Let's just say busy. Also, let her order first. I did. I let her order first. But, first of all, we want to congratulate you on the successful vote! Now the game begins. It's democratic reform, yet it smells like an attack against the Supreme Court. Should vote for a proposal that will take away my immunity as a justice. Was this the proposed promised reform, impeaching a justice with the decision of the assembly? Dominates and obstructs the court, needs to be dealt with. Any help would be greatly appreciated. You said be playful with words. Abstain? Number 3? Oh, that's dirty. That's dirty. old guard and kick everyone with opposing views. The judiciary must be independent. Bon appetit. Are you still thinking the same about the old guard? That's good. Court under the bus. The impeachment clause about the justice affects all of us, after all. Made this proposal with good intentions. I know that I can't do a lot, but I'm doing my best to start the change. Carl, lock her up. Everyone outside of your own party. Maybe you only care about a certain part of the population. So that's the sad reality. I need to care for myself and the party too. With that, we can't let this or the separatist parties enter the assembly, but let's just say this proposal goes through. To ensure new processes are respected and executed in transparency. This is my first time playing, yes. My first playthrough. That I won't destroy the court. How come you think that the Supreme Court's right to vote on constitutional amendments is a major problem with such priority? Judiciary should not have legislative power. Oh my god! To further reforms too, through baptism of fire, yeah. Soul's position. How would you have structured the Supreme Court? What do you believe is its role? You and to strike down laws that are against the Constitution. The court protects the Constitution. I would have done the same with my proposal today. Why? Damn it. Can you give me any guarantees that this will not result in the destruction of the court? I will save scuff again. No, I didn't get her to say yes. And yes, I am save scuffing a second time. All right. I'm thirsty as hell. I am sweating so bad. Okay, all right. Okay, all right. Listen, I've made plenty of mistakes, man. I don't remember. I started this game last year or something. Oh, that's delicious. Yes, yes, yes. I won't save scuff again. Why, hello, Justice Edmonds. Ms. Edmonds. I'll have the salad as well. And what do you think of the proposal itself? Oh, I shouldn't have done that one. No. Bon appetit? Nothing has changed. Agree, but we must start somewhere. I'm supporting the president with good intentions. Oh my god! This bitch. and definitely stand against their dominance, but this is not the way. Internal and external threats. To further the reforms. That is the way we must take. Power. Why don't you ask the reformers? This proposal was made together. I think it's one of these two, because this one was wrong. Position. How would you have structured the Supreme Court? Would you have purely an advisory body for legislation and the High Criminal Court? Not this! Plays an essential role in ensuring that each branch of government recognizes and limits its own power. But if I give you the power to impeach us today, what's to happen tomorrow? Can you even give me any guarantees that this will not result in the destruction of the court? God damn it! Wait, can I save? No, there's no saving. Options. We may need to reach out to Heron, but I think he'll be of any help without Isabel. Chat, should I save Scuff again? Oh, I should have stayed silent. I should have stayed silent. Well, no turning back now. winning the vote for the new constitution. After the initial rejection, we could bribe him, send Lucian or Nia to convince him to enter its... Should have bribed him. I don't know. I definitely lost. I don't think I can. Can I? Oh, maybe I can. Chat, should I save Scuff again? What's the date? Onion's telling me to go back. $8:30? Oh, no. What's this one? You're right, I am a king. And kings can go back in time if they wish. Dicks. I don't want to get cooed. If I fail this time, that's it. It's over. Oh, no. All right, well, it's over. I'm not going all the way back through all that. Nope. It's over. It's over. It's Jover. Been getting popular in the assembly. Our party's been supporting him in a lot of bills. Some have already reached you. It's a very dangerous man, Anton. We can't let him divide our party. That man is trouble. Oh, everybody thinks he's trouble. Really? From also Hawker? On a destroyed tank. Victory is close. This dude is just fucking aura farming and bragging right in my face, basically. Yep. Reflect well with the public or the assembly. Start the secret police and martial law thing ASAP. Well, you know what? If it comes across my desk, why the hell not? Right? The constitutional reforms failed. Secret police it is. Keep your cool with the cabinet. Our failure of the reforms had a huge impact on public opinion. The party is quite discontent about the whole situation. They believe your presidency has destroyed the USP's prestige. I know that some of you have had your concerns about our style of governance. We are nearing the end. We have to work long and hard, but we couldn't reform the Swordist Constitution. Justice lenient to her legal opinion did not support us. It's exploiting our failure to reform. The latest polls show a steep increase in the opposition support, so let's... This concern of the people is the state of our economy. I've decided to form an alliance with the PFJP. He also used the word depression. He couldn't have been more correct. Our GDP shrank by 15%. That's not good. Start a PMC. Maybe I already have a PMC. Membership of 2. We are currently recruiting. Now, membership of 3. No positive changes. There have been an increase in joblessness. This is now at 26%. We caused millions of people to lose their jobs? How dare you? Our economy is stable, thanks. We're slowly but surely reigniting our agricultural production, aiding in farmers and government subsidies. We're sure this will have a positive reflection on our economy. Cool. Currently investigating some reports of small polio outbreak around a village. We have learned that they have been aiding the Blutish rebels. have the budget to prepare against such a force. We cannot let them threaten us like this. We will be moving with that very shortly. The region is very unstable with the incidents at Rudenburg. We must be very cautious. We can talk in more detail. Next report. Hey, 100 new schools. That's good. Intelligence. The departure of Governor Braun, the situation in the special zone has barely changed. Apart from a few small details, the project is ready to be implemented. Get rid of the governor soon! Good to know. I'm expecting them soon, Miss Groff. Hey, what's up, Blanco? Here's how Bernie can still win. Meddling with internal security affairs? I mean, they should be. Plus, there have been some positive results. A lot of popularity for his fight against Governor Braun is now leading a peaceful ground movement against Kroll. In this position for long, we may see tensions rise again. I will add a new vision to our manifesto. We must focus on raising our public opinion and start campaigning for the next election. Become an economic powerhouse. We can't get elected if we do not improve the economy. This is called Suzerain, Blanco. It's a, not quite a map painting game. It's a text-based presidential simulator. This is me in all of my drip. Mr. Richter, from the beginning, I think you're pushing the party too far. For this food outreach, get him, Donut. Make sure, nobody takes more food than they need to. Shoot them if you have to. You have my blessing. Yes, Joseph and Gus raise their hands. She did not respond or look me in the eye. Your vineyard has begun producing some wine. I've also arranged for several tasting sessions in order to... I'm just happy to support Swordish business. Gang violence claims more lives? That's not great. Has revealed intelligence about a secret nuclear weapons program developed in... Oh, we're definitely getting nuked. Where does this take place? In a fictional world. Give me a second. Let me finish this. Heavy water facility. The agent will be provided security under the protection program and will be given resources to transfer further intelligence to us. So, we are the Republic of Swordland. How do I... Regional map. There it is. So these are all of the countries. I assume at some point... So, where is it? They introduced a DLC to let you play as Rizzler. But you have to, like, interact with these countries on a diplomatic level. These guys are looking to go to war with us. Honestly. This almost looks like a reverse Europe. Yes, let's do it. My fellow swords. On the winds of change, change that was desperately sought and called for by you, the people of Swordland. I have done nothing but fight to achieve the change you demanded. Scope of our current supreme... No. Cannot conceive of a swordland in which they weren't free to engage in corruption and bribery, knowing nobody could remove them from office. When I refused to play their dirty games, they banded together against me. This country's future. They may have defeated me, but they will never defeat the Swordish spirit. I will not be easily cowed. Commit to equality and justice. Swordland's path to greatness. The future is in our hands. With reform now off the table, I shall renew my focus on national security. Focus on the economy. My chief strategist, Lucian Galade, I thank you for standing by me, your president, both in good times and bad. Okay. Most average political speech ever. Hey, that's rude. Revelations. Oh shit, we're going down the Bible path now. Massive miscommunication between the Interior has resulted in a failed raid. The Ministry of Defense and Interior have both put the blame on each other. Ugh. A devastating incident in Visord has shaken the journalism community. A reporter from The Radical was killed while traveling to interview Robert Lemaine, the influential founder of the State Educators Corps, known ally of Tarkin's soul. The event has sent shockwaves across the city and is currently under investigation. Alright, well, damn. This new year. Queen demands reparations for 15-day war. Price of past wrongdoings must be paid if a path to peace is open between the two nations. Situation coming up with a plan of action. Can I, like, diplomatic mission? Not even halfway done. My son pod the last of his bags at the door. Surge, and the assistant driver were waiting next to the car. I know studying abroad isn't your first choice, but I hope you don't forget me. Don't forget where you came from, son. I'm the president's son. For your sake, I hope this chance never comes. Please tie Frank to a missile and launch him at Runeberg. Frank will be the center of our nuclear program. We will find a way to turn humans into nuclear bombs. I cut the crust off your sandwiches, dear. She didn't actually cut the crust off his sandwiches. She just gave him some Uncrustables. Good luck. I can't even say I love you as he's leaving for years? What kind of crap is that? Yeah, I know. They're at each other's throats. Vogsland might be preparing for a major invasion. Vogsland, our agents are suspecting a massive naval invasion of or Angola in the future. It is not fully confirmed. It could be a mock-up exercise to divert eyes elsewhere. Document as it outlines the return on our state-held shares, thus reflecting the recent receive a transaction if there are positive returns. The state doesn't need it. No, the state needs it. The state needs it bad, big guy. Forced to be here. Some unnatural force has brought me here. Listen, Captain. You're always welcome here. It's okay. The force flows strong. Mr. Hull and I have been working on several possible plans to boost the economy, as is our focus. Seems to have his mind occupied. He's been late to almost everything we've had. Our plans for next reforms. You can use your presidential decrees to enact reforms now. We have enough political capital. I also brought a list of suggested reforms from our party. Purge general staff? He has been in and out for washing his clothes in the bathroom. Donut is has become the NKVD of his soup kitchen. Decree has been set to enact a 20% value-added tax. This tax addition targeting all sectors is the strategy to generate fresh tax revenue. It's increasing financial pressures. Businesses will collect and remit the tax to the Ministry of the Economy, marking a significant adjustment. Swordsland has few regulatory measures resulting in unfair competition at times. A new Fair Trade Commission can be established via decree to push for fair market competition by new... Supreme Council of Swordish Radio and Television. Ugh. Oh, I have 3 I can. I have 3 I can do right now. While the moderates of the Bluish movement and regular citizens will likely be supported, the Bluish nationalists and mainstream democratic freedom movements will be furious. Better put the newly generated money to good use. Thank you both. Oh, I should... Yeah, I totally forgot. I completely read over private prisons. Yeah. Yeah. Activity reports coming from the Ministry of Economy displayed that a record number of new companies are being founded in Gelsor due to an economic boom. Boom, hell yeah. Trade talks with Prime Minister of Lesbia. Not great. Hey! We're down to -6 now. Southern Express. We passed through Lesbian Mountain Range into the lowlands. Looking outside the window, the difference in wealth between was extraordinary. So there have been some rumors about his demeanor in public appearances. Various occasions. Apparently, he was so drunk that he couldn't get off the plane on a diplomatic visit. After this incident, some say he is unfit to serve, but I don't believe that at all. These kinds of incidents, I also heard that he is a shrewd man. House, wait. 10 minutes, there's still no sign of Prime Minister Alvarez. It's almost time for our meeting. Oopsie. I shouldn't have. Why did I touch the teapot? All I wanted to do was look at it. Don't say anything. Let's begin then. It's been very busy. You know, being a president makes you pretty busy, so I don't have an issue with this deal. Think it will contribute nicely to the relationship between Lesbia and Swordland. I will sign the executive order. Oh? Wait, can I... Journal. I have nothing in my notepad. I know politics involves misinformation, but come on, I am the Rizzler. At least I am the Rizzler. Oh god, Addo. So, Addo bad. Addo bad. Is that what you're saying? What was it? Communism versus what? Is it the equivalent of NATO? The Arcasian Treaty Organization. Military and economic alliance, primarily led by Arcasia, the alliance aims to bring all its members together in a united economic and defense framework against the CSP. They will give you 7 billion stealth bombers? Hell yeah! Okay. Contana Security Pact. Chairman Leon, former in direct opposition to the creation of the Arcasian Treaty Organization. Block against the growing influence of Arcadian capitalism. Arcasia is US and Canada. Okay, so it's It is NATO versus the Warsaw. Those damned communists! Down with the communists! Whatever it takes to protect Swordland. Casia's full backing, the most powerful ally you can have in this era. I accept Swordland will be allied to Lesbia. Now, I have more debt to work with. Now we'll go down to -4, which means I can do some more debt fudging. Nah, I'm picking a side. You owe me a teapot? Ah, he is shrewd. Ah, that shrewd motherfucker. Mr. President. They've decided to cancel negotiations. I'm not gonna like this, am I? Has put tariffs on our trade and retaliations. Fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I'm never vote for the USP again. Private meeting with Peter. Training the key principles of soulism. Dude, this game would be good with a Twitch integration. Like a Twitch or a YouTube voting integration. Brings back memories. Check your old desk drawers. Monica sitting under a tree 10 or 15 years ago. Emerald color statue of a goat, the symbol of Swordland. I remember that this was a gift from Brenda. Take the statue. That's right. A collectible. We're about to be invaded. That's fine. I have the backing of NATO on my side. Take the record. I know you, Peter. What are you hiding? I've not yet seen a night sky beautiful enough to make Peter Vectorn cry. Vectorn. Evelyn's leaving me. She wants a divorce. The hell did you do? I knew it! I knew it! Peter was banging her! I was drunk. One thing led to another. To save your bunkers, but if the world is to do better, we must bring the fight to evil. Kinda. I gave the army better equipment. I didn't make it bigger. I need to talk to Lucian. It's over, that's it. You've done enough damage. Or I will remove you from office. Don't mention it. This serves to confirm some suspicions of my own. We have to meet in secret. Right now? National Business Council warns of excessive spending. What do you mean massive? It's only -4. It was -7. I'm fixing the budget. Uh-oh. It was not us. It was not Atto. Came as a direct reaction to the alliance signed with Lesbia. Yeah. Time is it? I couldn't sleep anyway. I know everything that goes on in the palace. Something of a playboy, the affair is unlikely to cause much damage. However, a more troubling possibility has been brought to light. Within the Maroon Palace? Tell me more, Lucian. You sure everyone's gone for the day? Do you think there's a chance they'll form an alliance? Oh, no. Says, why so much curiosity about these particular alliances, if not because they could strengthen us against Roomberg? Livia. You know perfectly well. Peter was so nice to me, but it's over now. Nobody needs to know. Infidelity? Yes. Adultery just means that you were married. Working as a cigarette girl at Porto's. It's a Lacavian saloon. I was saving up so I could afford my own place in Whole Sword. Here's the proprietor's number if you need to double check. Real difference in the world. Peter barged in without waiting for an answer. He was unshaven and wore the same clothes. Lucian has a preposterous idea that she's a spy. Laying information to Roomberg. As Peter listened, his eyes widened in disbelief. Lucian, is this true? How could you? And professionally, over the past months, I wanted to get to the root of the cause. Mission: there is a spy in the palace and certain gaps in Miss Suno's resume. This tape makes a compelling case to investigate the Secretary for Espionage. Whether or not your investigation yields positive results, accountable for his willingness to divulge sensitive information, he ought to stand trial, at the very least resign. I've seen this man has been attempting to undermine your vice president at every turn, perhaps with the goal of replacing Peter himself. Ooh. I would never make Lucian vice president. Worse, delivered state secrets straight to the enemy hands. Who could I believe? Sir, I'm not investigating my own secretary. I won't play into your hands. Security at the drop of a penciled skirt. This has all been a misunderstanding. We can't have her running away during the investigation. This is the concubine event. Can I get some, like, economy decisions? Speak with the owners of the pub Miss Suno named. They confirmed had worked there. However, it did match that of an unidentified corpse that washed up in Lenkberg Bay 2 months before your inauguration. Roomberg matched Miss Suno's description to a woman named Lana Vance, last seen graduating from Crimsrod Political Sciences Institute. It's possible this could all have been avoided had any of Mr. Vectron's blood flow been directed to his brain. Good night, Captain. Have a good night. where the media pieces together what happened. Public opinion to nosedive. For failing to order a background check on your closest personal staff, you betrayed your confidence. I leave you. Thank you. Yes, I need you to stop pretending. Please, sit down. In a lousy lay. Oh! Oh! Check with Lesbia, please. I want to see what you think of the country profiles of your enemies and allies. Okay. But I told him it's not happening. This is as much my fault as yours. The administration will take the hit. They don't take it as a sign to escalate, but wow, thanks for protecting me. I still think you should have an option to ask him to resign. Okay, what is this? Codex. How do I don't know how to compare military strengths. Not the codex, the little circle on the map. This one? The other circle. This one? I don't know what I'm doing. Country overview. on the other maps. Military equivalent. Got it. Roomberg equivalent. Weak, weak, weak. Strong. Lesbia. A lot of these countries don't have militaries. Against all of our rivals, we are at least equivalent. Folder in front of me, then the coffee carafe in the corner of the room. As soon as replacement is getting extremely thorough background check. Your historic accomplishment for the Bloods and Swordland has already been dismantled. Part of the local forces will be integrated into the Swordish police force. You are fueling tensions, Mr. President. What's the problem here? Now you're governed under all the same laws as the rest of the country. Why are they upset? Security Committee of the Assembly is working on a draft law that would help strengthen our internal security in times of crisis. If the Assembly approves it. Necessary authority to the police force on the ground to enable quick and decisive response to situations that were remove legal limits, huh? It's a removes warrants, huh? Where's the vice president today? Just want to provide you with a few updates on the economy. The government budget is in need of a boost. We'll increase the tax on tobacco products from 10 to 30. 20% on alcohol. So we can expect to see a healthy stream of income there. Investment paid off, it seems. Uh-oh. That's how it is around here. New adventure every day. Anyway, revitalizing the Greeny region has always been a pet project of sorts. I'm going to have to close the books on this project. So without a massive injection of funding, the economic growth I had hoped to see in the region is simply not going to happen. This wouldn't be happening if you focus on much attention on Groony as you had on your other side ventures. It's the breadbasket of this nation. Hello, gentlemen. Partnership is not without its consequences. Almost immediately after we sealed our alliance, imposed strict tariffs. Believe any short-term economic harm imparted by these tariffs will be offset by the alliance's long-term benefits. This plane is sending us a generous aid offer. Ooh! I'll pass them on. Close. Regard me for a second. They sent us a sex spy. They'll have to answer for it. Or have not eased, quite the contrary. As you might imagine, our decision to grant asylum to the whistleblower did not sit well with the kingdom. You're right as usual. The last thing we want is a war on our hands. Minds in the name of the greater good may spare countless lives. What? No new reports? Everything going swimmingly. The press release for the affair. Where Livia Suno, former secretary to the president of Swordland, is currently being tried for espionage. Certain officials failed to conduct the necessary background checks that would have prevented her from infiltrating our administration. They are now under investigation. Any further covert operations on Runeberg's part shall be met with our full retaliation. We are strong and unified, as capable as ever. We remain vigilant against external and internal enemies. Not yet, but we'll make sure she's blonde this time. I have a few candidates in mind. Will not be taking any further. Still can't be helped, but overall this is nowhere near as bad as it could have been. Briefing on the women's rights situation. My wife's gonna be real upsetty spaghetti if I don't pass this. Before we start, I just want to thank you for agreeing to this meeting. Oh shit, it's my wife. Swordfish women are able to enjoy the same rights and privileges, or even as their counterparts in Arcasia, the United Cortana. Money. He said women earn the same wages as men in their respective fields. My research shows that this led to an increase in productivity. You could say this had a direct influence on their superpower status. So have significantly lower infant mortality rates. Statistic I believe is directly linked to the improved status of women. Kind of more of a improvement to healthcare, I would think. Criminalizing domestic violence. I mean, high with brutish communities. Those backwater bloods. Brutish matters has landed us enough. The Bloods must conform to swordish law. My friend who basically got fired for becoming pregnant. For choosing work over raising their children. Giving up a career to raise Frank and Diana. That's an easy one, or so you say. Are starving because they don't make a living wage. That's damn sight more important than your friend Janice being passed over for promotion. We'll see about that, Sierra. Ugh. Wouldn't entirely demean the old system, Sierra. Deanna loves her handicrafts classes. We can't force schools to teach what to whom. We already did that. We already did that. To establish a commission for women's rights in Swordland with me as its head. Wow. Lust for power much? Commission on this. It's going to be damn hard getting your laws passed in the assembly. I know we've had friction in the past, but failed education reforms, this is a completely separate topic and should be handled as such. This could help silence any of the public's lingering questions regarding your vice president and Livia Suno affair. You pray that I'll make the right decision. You can try and run your laws by the assembly, but you'll get no support from me. Yeah. Bye, see you at home. Are we gonna make a baby now? Alright, it's 11 o'clock. What's next? Come on, give me other stuff to do. Can't just go from one thing to another. Alright, guys. That does it for this edition of Suzerain. I have no idea when it'll be back. I normally forget about it and then remember it when I don't know what to play. So, was it you, Donut? Was it you who busted the load in the urinal? Is this your confession right now? I understand. But that does it for, I think, part 3 of Suzerain. We will be back in Suzerain eventually. As always, thank you. Thank you very much for watching. Please consider a comment, like, subscribe. Have a great night. Sleep tight. And don't bust no loads in the